This luxury plug-in hybrid SUV seems tailor-made to suit eco-minded swells in the nation's midsection. Show up at a party or function in an EV in that part of the country. And an all-too-familiar refrain is, "I'd like to go electric. But I'm not ready to commit to all battery power." That's because too many middle Americans have heard horror stories from early adopter pals who've attempted electric road trips through middle America, struggling with chargers that are busy, broken, or accessible only via lengthy detours. The 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE450e 4Matic is exactly what these folks are looking for. Delivering sufficient daily driving performance with 50-ish miles of electric range and the rare PHEV option of DC fast charging for those who might occasionally want to expeditiously stretch the daily errands run to 100 miles of EV power. Might this be the ideal, practice EV, to see reluctant intenders through the next few years as our infrastructure matures? Is the GLE450e a good EV? Maybe, for folks who aren't already spoiled by the right now acceleration of an EV, because asking for that kind of acceleration will always fire the gas engine, perfect for weekend fun trips. The interior quietness, refuel at home, convenience, and DC fast charging will impress your friends. The charging rate ain't great, but the battery's small, so it fills relatively quickly. Then again, there's no one-pedal driving mode. The shift paddles amp up the regen braking somewhat, even if the car will automatically increase regenerative braking when closing on a slower-moving vehicle in EV mode. GLE350 engine, GLE450 dynamic performance. How quick is the Mercedes-Benz GLE450e? This plug-in hybrid's GLE450e moniker promises, and delivers, gas 6-cylinder performance by teaming a variant of the GLE350's 2.0-litre turbo 4 good for 248 horsepower and 295 pound-feet with a 134 horsepower, 325 pound-foot electric motor wedged in where a transmission's torque converter would otherwise be. Boasting a combined 381 horsepower and 479 pound-feet, the hybrid's rated output is just enough more than the gas GLE450 models, 362 horsepower, 369 pound-feet, to cope with the roughly 750 pound weight difference. Indeed, the traces of the two GLE450's acceleration curves are very close together, with the pricier hybrid slightly ahead. 0 to 60 miles per hour happens in 5.5 seconds en route to a 14.0 second, 98.2 miles per hour quarter mile in the PHEV, as compared with 5.6 and 14.2 at 97.4 miles per hour in the gasser. GLE200 electric performance. The GLE450e is a lousy EV in terms of electric performance. By including the gas-powered GLE350's acceleration on the same graph, we can guesstimate the performance in electric mode as roughly a GLE200. Although its weight-to-power ratio nearly triples from 15.5 pounds-horsepower in hybrid mode to 44.2 in EV mode, the weight-to-torque value is only 47% worse than the gas models. This helps keep acceleration performance reasonable at 15.0 seconds to 60 miles per hour on the way to a 19.9 second, 67.3 miles per hour quarter-mile time. That seems like forever when waiting to trip quarter-mile lights, but when you're not drag racing, or running super late for an appointment, that performance is entirely adequate. We've yet to test rival BMW's X5 xDrive 45e. It boasts a bigger 24 kWh battery good for 31 miles of range, a weaker 111 horsepower, 77 pound-foot motor, and a curb weight about 300 pounds less. We discovered by monitoring one of about a gazillion possible display screens that a throttle angle of 65% or more triggers the GLE450e's gas engine. That's well shy of the 95 or so % kickdown switch detent some automakers use to fire the engine, such as Alfa Romeo in the tonal PHEV. Electric by default. The GLE450e starts up in electric mode by default whenever the battery state of charge permits. Not every PHEV offers this option, and those that don't often have grossly underpowered electric motors providing acceleration that would try Jobs' patience. In our time with the 450e, we only lit the engine a handful of times in normal driving, generally when merging into heavy, fast-moving traffic. And the screens offer lots of EV-type functionality, including charging station overlay on maps, Mercedes-Me charging, even a renewable energy program. DC fast charging. It's incredibly rare to find DC fast charging capability on a PHEV. The Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV's CHAdeMO plug provides DC, and the late Honda Clarity PHEV offered fast charging via the more common CCS standard. The 23.3-kWh battery, big for a PHEV, is said to need only 20 minutes to go from 20 to 80% charge using the big plug at its maximum rate of 60 kilowatts. Please don't hog the 350 kilowatt plugs. Closing parenthesis. Recharging via the typical level 2 home or office charger takes 2.8 hours at 11 kilowatts, so this capability greatly increases the electric-only distance an owner can expeditiously cover in a normal day. Is the GLE450e good for commuting? On our early drive of prototype GLE450e vehicles, we complained of nonlinear brake pedal feel, raucous engine noise, and rough transmission shifts, all of which seem to have been addressed. And yes, this is a serene cabin in which to commute, replete with massaging seats, fragrance dispenser, and myriad other sybaritic accoutrement designed to cater to varying caprices. Maybe spend some time trying the user interface before buying, as it annoys many staffers. One big gripe: it's tough to access the cup holders without brushing the adjacent touchpad and altering what's on the screen.